for Jennifer. Is everybody here now, or can we wait a few more minutes?
No, you've lost Cleo.
Long enough.
I think I'm here.
Hello there. Well,
That was like Zoom. I was stuck in Zoom hell. I really apologize. I just kept trying to log back in because I have to reboot in order to my camera to work properly. And then it just wasn't letting me in. And it's like, but I'm the host.
What I want to know is, did you bring anything back with you in the way of information from Zoom Hill?
Believe me, you do not want to know. I don't think Sharon has, there you are. So I have your bio here. I don't think that Stephen had a chance to read it.
I have it. Yeah.
Okay, so
I just got it, and I was going to read Jennifer's first. I think it was whoever you wanted to go first. That's fine, Rick.
Yeah, Sharon. So I had Sharon up for first. So Sharon Smith is a poet, MC, DJ, spoken word artist, podcast producer, businessman, and blogger. He's a busy guy. Sharon started performing young and advanced to be a member with the Washington State rap group, Mr. Know-It-All and the Essence, an acclaimed alternative funk band, Alphabet Asylum. He produced music for and worked with several Stockton and Sacramento recording artists. Since 2004, he has performed spoken word at Stockton, University of Pacific, Modesto, Oakland, San Francisco, Grass Valley, and Sacramento. In 2019, he became the new host of the Monday poetry reading at the Sacramento Poetry Center and is a board member there. As a businessman, he runs a production company called A Serious Production, a company that provides amazing services in mobile DJ and audio production for podcasts and music. He is the host and producer of Lambic Poetry Podcast, plus guest host on Black Talk Sacramento with NSAA and GAG, on this podcast with Big Nick, Danny D, and Rob G.
Yeah.
For more information, check out his website, reswonderland.com. Sharon, it's yours.
Hi, how y'all doing? Yes, my name is Shawn Smith. I am the vice president of also Sacramento Poetry Center, the new vice president. And yeah, I'm here to share some poetry with y'all. All right. So also happy National Poetry Month if y'all were still in it. So I hope y'all inspired everyone. This one here is called Missed Opportunity. I walked onto the bus. She was sitting right over there with a smile on her face. I walked past her. From a distance, looking at her mentions, claiming the decision, should I do this? Because it's making her uncomfortable. Sorting my mind, lines I design, I decide to mumble to myself. She sits there, her lips serenade a song. Her head sways side to side with hair silky long. She's beautiful. Black as an onyx stone. With her boots, with her high heel boots, her hair is silky long. The beauty she emits, 6 o'clock in the morning, she looks like this. Wow. Do you have a man or someone you lay with? Because if I had that title, this is what I would do. I would chant your name. I would dance all over the place. And I would say a prayer and say, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to be part of your community. A wonderland of dreams, a happy birthday to you from me, a marriage proposal scene, giving birth to child number 3, feeling serendipity. Woo! The bus stopped, but I was drifting. She looks, gets up, smile, gets off. An opportunity missed. Thank you. Yeah, That was actually a true story. I didn't actually talk to her. I just looked at her and then there you go. All right. So yeah, I'm from Sacramento right now. I'm residing right now in Grass Valley. So that's where I'm living at right now so far. Been here for since the pandemic started. Well, yeah, no, I was here before the pandemic started, and then been here since. So this is my new stomping ground. Looking right now, talking with the Sierra Poetry's community because I know they do a lot of festivals. They just had a festival this month. So yeah, um, this next one here is called. Let's pull it up. Oh, okay, we'll do that one. This one here called is Package. The drill sergeant. Attention! Mail call. We have a special package for one private. Private Smith, up front and center. Open the box. What do you have in there? Let's see. You have cheddar cheese popcorn, watermelon Jolly Ranchers, licorice, and some letters, and pink tube socks. We'll put all those items right over here. I want you to pick one item out of the box. Popcorn. My mom never told me about the package was coming. Surprise, popcorn and candy. Oh my. 3 weeks ago, I told her that contraband was a no-no. But here we are with a bomb that's about to explode. Private, you have 10 seconds to eat this popcorn. Eat. 9, private, better eat the popcorn. 7, yum, yum. 5, mommy loves you. 2, eat, eat, eat. Attention. Wasn't that good, private? Because a good helping of PT will wash all that down. Drop to the floor and push until I get tired. Pay attention, privates. Next time you speak to mommy, you say no more contraband. Say it. No contraband. Say it. No contraband. I can't hear you. No contraband. No contraband. For 15 minutes, I got chain smoked like a pack of cools. No filters. The secondhand punishment is a taste like refried. The drill sergeant pushed specifically to punish the platoon. Privates perform physical feats of high intensity push-ups and pull-ups and planks. So when he's done with me, I will be lit as a match. Smokes anybody? You got him. Attention, private. Collect your content and retire to your bunk. Your contraband is mine. Do I make myself clear? Dismiss. Thank you. That was my military days. I actually had a situation where my mom actually sent me a care package, and we were told don't have any food or snacks in them. My mom brought all that to dismiss. All right. Well, this will be my last poem. I don't just do 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one here is called The Office. 8 a.m. Thursday. I pass between security doors to be into a large room to meet a time clock. The clock's a Nazi, but that's okay. I punch it daily. I sit in a 6x6 cubicle in the center of a room, enclosed with no windows to eliminate the distraction of scenery. But Bob's a rebel. Pictures of beaches and babies fill his cubicle. This will be a quiet place where for the tap, 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 tapping on the keyboard. I monitor monitors that monitoring me. We're at an audio visual standoff. Artificial lighting illuminates And Jane tolerates a migraine daily. Gluten-free Janine silently slips the last Danish off the coffee table. Empty boxes on my calendar long for red X's. Can I take a sick day tomorrow? Dave got fired yesterday. Vultures circle his desk. I got dibs on the multicolored markers. In the break room, the smell of burnt popcorn wafts. It's the perfume of the damned. At the water cooler, employees overhydrate to take unnecessary pee breaks. I scraped together 6 coins to pay the dealer's new price. A3. Snicker bar, please. The office refrigerator stores memories of employees long gone. A passive-aggressive note marks our slow descent into hell. Keep your hands off my sandwich. Signed, Phil. Boss brings her special creamer to work and the sign her name on it. Sharpie will not stop me. I dump half it into the sink and leave a thank you note. Signed, Phil. I tell myself every day, this is where I belong. I'm supposed to be here. My therapist says I'm in an abusive relationship with my job. Yesterday, we had a trivia video on office shooters. Not quite sure if it was prevention or tutorial. We'll see at the next evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Wonderful sense of humor.
I mean, I understand that we already had a situation that happened in Indiana with the shooting, but it wasn't none of that. Yeah. Sensitive. Thank you, though.
Especially like your care package poem.
Oh, thank you.
Me too.
I didn't want to yell I didn't want to yell so loud on here, so I'd be very nonchalant with it.
Anyone else?
Well, I don't know about Jennifer, but I had family who had military experience, and so it really resonated with what I heard.
Thank you.
But it was done just so beautifully and with such a puckish, impish,
Thank you.
smart sense of humor.
Thank you.
Oh,
Hey, Allegra.
okay, so
Smart.
go ahead, Norma.
Well, I think any of us moms could put ourselves in mom's place. So they said no contraband. Oh, well, that's just.
Right,
So
right.
true.
And Norma, I agree with everything you said.
Definitely.
CharRon, do you work for the state?
I do not. I actually did work for Core-Mark company, and also Sacramento Kings, and now I just work on my own. I work independently.
That's good. I was
Thank you.
going to say that your thing about work reminded me of the Franchise Tax Board.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, we enjoyed that one. Definitely franchise taxes. I actually worked for them once. Yeah, they're interesting.
Well, then you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Well, yeah, we're here. We're here.
CharRon, your office poem, I'm teleworking from home, and it reminded me of all the things that I'm missing. Thank
Yes.
God.
I feel you, Dan. I feel you.
But not very deeply.
Oh yes.
Well, you are a joy.
Thank
and
you.
I hope I can hear you and see you perform again.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, like I said, I do host shows over at Sacramento Poetry. We do have a Zoom show that
Oh,
we do, and I'm actually the May 3rd. I know Rick's doing his performance showcase show too, so I'll be there too. Yeah, yeah,
well, I think
Great.
a number of us here are members of the Poetry Center. I have
Yeah.
been for decades.
Yes.
yes, yes.
And so it's the next event is for you is May 3rd on,
Yes.
and what are they doing?
Oh, it's a poetry reading. Saparilla poets will be performing that day. We do showcase that. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually haven't made an announcement about that yet, but
I'm
what's
sorry,
planned to
I
be-
hold
no,
that
no,
back.
not at all. No, I
I'll make
was
a run
planning
for
to-
it.
while I was in Zoom hell, I was going to be making that announcement. So yeah, Sacramento Poetry Center has graciously asked some of our poets to be a part of that. So we'll be, some of you will be joining us for that.
Yeah. Can't wait to see all y'all.
Yeah, and Sharon will also be a part of our youth conference in
Okay.
June, as well as Grace Loescher. And those of you who were at the conference the other day, last week, Grace was part of that with Barbara West.
But yes.
Oh, yes,
Yes, yes.
she was super.
Yeah. Okay, so next up we have Jennifer Fenn. Jennifer's been writing poems since high school. She has a degree in linguistics from CSU Fresno and is an accounting assistant for a large powdered milk company by day and a poet by night. Her work has been published on 17 different journals, including Song of San Joaquin, Monterey Poetry Review, The Orchards, Time of Singing, and Brevities. She has self-published 2 chapbooks called Blessings and The Song of the Katabatic Wind. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, as fundraisers. Jennifer's favorite themes to write about are her faith, social justice issues, travel, and hope in hard times. When not writing, Jennifer enjoys playing the piano and also the organ. She reads and spends time with her friends. Jennifer, take it away.
Thank you, Rick. I really enjoyed your poem, Sharon. The first poem I have for you today has been published in Time of Singing. It's a Christian magazine, and it's called Stop Sign Shrine. On my evening walks, I pass the shrine around a stop sign by a paint-chipped, crumbling duplex. Red lilies, though brittle, still stand in their vase like people gathered at a graveside. Silk roses stuck in slats in the sign's pole still point their pink heads toward heaven, like the praying hands of the Virgin Mary, painted on all the holders of the melted candles. The picture of the dark-haired, mustached man in jeans and a denim shirt, stabbed a month ago, still sticks to the pole. The crucified Jesus in another picture still bleeds for him, to never let him be forgotten. Were you able to hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And the second poem I have for you, it's a COVID poem, and it's published in an internet journal called The Orchards, or The Orchards wants poetry that's rhymed and metered. So this is a sonnet called Reunion with Grandmother. Around your house, crepe myrtles bloom the same, pink blossoms with their leaves like dark green jade, just like in spring before the COVID came, before close contact made her feel afraid. Our Easter holidays were spent apart. In June, she fell and cracked her pelvic bone. Although by phone she soothed my worried heart, I couldn't go and help. I felt alone. Her rehab done, I jump at her invite. A bright hello illuminates her face. her white hair framed by glow of kitchen light. We're sitting close, but still we don't embrace. Within her soft, adoring gaze I bask. I'm sure she knows I beam inside my mask. The next poem I have for you is published in Monterey Poetry Review. I like to write poetry about things I've seen on my travels. And this is Boat Ride Over Mecca. A little town called Mecca lies under gray shadowed waters of Missouri's Smithville Lake. Created by damming up the Little Platte River, it's now the Atlantis of the Great Plains. I peer over the edge of my uncle's fishing boat, but see no trace of submerged rooftops. I wouldn't have known if my uncle hadn't told me. A lone egret stands on a dead tree trunk, still rooted at the bottom of the lake. Was this a tree where lovers met? Did they carve hearts with their initials in it? My thoughts drift toward the homes with porches of this underwater town, where neighbors gathered, where kids watched for lightning bugs. I think of the old post office, where young women found letters from their soldiers away at war, picket fences covered by morning glories, fields where children played ball, graves of pets buried in backyards, all lost to the making of this lake. Will archaeologists find the remains of their lives in 1,000 years? Will they think to search? Will people still look downward toward Mecca? A theme I like to write about is hope in bad situations, and I like to combine that with causes I care about, like children at Shriners hospitals. They are perfect examples of hope in bad situations. This poem, which is published in an eclectic journal called Medusa's Kitchen, is about Shriners kids. Crayon, like Crayola, suns still shine. Mid-afternoon sun heats Sacramento, casting its rays into the windows of the activity room at Shriners Hospital. It beams on children, drawing at a table, sharing a rainbow of crayons spread all over it. One boy with a prosthetic leg makes a yellow sun shine in the corner of his picture of a square and triangle house with 4 windows, an orange tree, dog, cat, and a stick figure family. There are mom, dad, and 2 boys, all with red smiles. Which boy is him? Both of their legs look alike. A little girl learns to use a prosthetic right arm. She moves her back muscles to make the metal hand open, picking up a blue crayon. She draws a pool full of children, herself with her missing arm. Yet an orange sun still shines on her as she hits a beach ball with her left arm to her friends. What will other children here draw? Their families at birthday parties, playing miniature golf, on water slides, walking their dogs, flying their own planes? Whatever they draw, crayon suns will still shine.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So have you visited there, Jennifer?
I haven't gotten to see it yet. I belong to a group, a Masonic group called Daughters of the Nile, whose sole purpose is to raise money for children at Shriners. And I get a magazine from them called Leaders in Care. And their articles inspire me.
I think some of us did have tours there when they first set up that hospital. The Shriners Hospital first came here to Davis.
Well, then I'm going to visit you and take a tour when they have them.
Hey, that's a plan.
And then I'll go to poetry group with you.
Lovely thought, a lovely plan. Let's try for that.
The next poem I have is about another cause that's dear to my heart, and it is elderly Holocaust survivors in the former Soviet Union who are living in extreme poverty. I wouldn't have known about them if it weren't for begging letters mailed to me by the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. This is my matryoshkas. This is brand new. Vacuuming my grandmother's living room, I gaze on her matryoshka dolls, arranged on a shelf from smallest to largest. They smile wide from red, round-cheeked faces, wear bright flowered dresses and kerchiefs, and hold flowers in their painted hands. My thoughts turn to another matryoshka set, a live one, all Holocaust survivors scattered all over Belarus, the Ukraine, Kyrgyzstan, and Russia, a matryoshka set no one wants to display, a matryoshka set no one wants to see. These grandmothers were old, tattered, stained brown and green sweaters, beanie hats and kerchiefs. Dull eyes stare from internet pictures and videos. I remember watching all of them, each leading to another toothless, sunken-cheeked babushka, bent over a cane. One struggled with two big sticks to scoot herself around her run-down, paint-chipped shack in a chair without wheels. When their monthly food boxes and hot meals were delivered, their flat eyes glistened with tears, one kissing the box. And to help these elderly Holocaust survivors, donations can be made on the website of International Fellowship of Christians and Jews at ifcj.org. And my last poem, thank you. My last poem is a more humorous note. This is published in the winter issue of Song of the San Joaquin, A Dog's Ballet. Our street is silent in the early dusk. Street lamps shine on the pavement, still wet from the first December rain. One by one, neighbors turn on their icicle lights. Glowing inflatable snowmen and Santas complete the scene like a stage ready for the Nutcracker ballet. Leaves still clinging to trees float down as the wind seems to play the waltz of the flowers. A little white and tan Chihuahua mix dashes out of a house as if his owner is the Mouse Queen. He pirouettes under the red glow of lighted candy canes. Soon he's the star of the show, trotting on his toes like a wind-up toy. Neighbors watching from windows imagine violins and flutes, playing high, quick notes, keeping time with his every step. Soft golden light of the street lamp glows around his owner's face. She calls him, holding out her arms. He stops, lifting his tan ears as he twirls back toward her. She scoops him up in a hug, in time with the wind's final chord of her dog's ballet.
You
Jennifer?
made it visible for us.
Thank you.
And Jennifer, I'd like you to put that the web link in there for the organization in the chat for other people.
The web link for, for International Fellowship of Christians and Jews.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you so much for coming to support me.
Thank you so much for coming to inspire us.
Oh, all of you inspire me.
Oh, thank you. I loved your poems. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Isn't it beautiful and nourishing to be part of a community of poets? And that's what we are, really, a community.
It is.
So if anyone would like to read, just let me know in the chat. Also, a reminder that we'll be having the youth conference will be June 21st to the 24th. Anybody who is interested in helping to plan will be meeting probably this week for the first planning meeting. Give me a call, and I'll put my phone number and email address in the chat.
Come on, I want to hear some of your poems.
I didn't come prepared. I have some, but they're not accessible at the moment. So I didn't plan on it.
Oops. He needs to mute. Okay, Jennifer. Thank you.
I've got a couple, Rick, if you'd like to hear them.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer.
And I love your new camera.
The explorer, Perseverance on Mars, has let loose with a small drone helicopter called Ingenuity. And it has flown 3 times in this foreign world. This poem is called Flying Eyes. It rotated in a gyre that created its lift, powered by heat over Tuscan hillsides. That was the drawing, the plan never done, flight unrealized, lift off only a fantasy. A machine molded to our atmosphere, to our gravity and temperature, made only in our minds. Now little atmosphere, freezing temperatures, but with wider blades powered by sun photons. It flies, it flies. Oh, take it through the great canyon, sending back photos never seen. Oh, lift up to the very top of Olympus Mons, 5 times taller than Earth's tallest. Just one idea from 700 years ago gives us flying eyes 180 million miles away. Thank you. This time of the year, we all think about our gardens, and we all go down to the stores and we see all these shelves full of flowers and things we'd like to have in them, vegetables and flowers. This poem is called World Outside Our Gardens. Pampered and carefully nursed, spring shells of candy bright flowers wither in acetylene light late summer to the brown crunch of parched and warped sunflower stem. April's hopeful store-bought blooms in autumn curl inward like the rusted garden claw lying beside them, fade and shrink in limp orderly lines, while all around in profuse disarray, called forth by their mother, our star, things of greenness grow rank and thick without our attention or love. Dandelion, star thistle, common vetch, and nettle, the healthy settlements beyond reach of the hose that spread without affection, that luxuriate in the ultraviolet of our disdain. Here without water or help, healthy without a by your leave, blossom and bloom, no miracle grow, in strange cycles outside our knowing, but oh, how smoothly they turn without us. Thank you.
Did we lose Rick?
No, I'm here. Do you have another one, Dan?
No, those were the only two that I prepared
Okay.
for.
Thank you very much. Those were wonderful.
Thank you.
Anyone else? This is open mic. I see we got another person just logged on. Hi, Paul.
Rick,
How are you doing?
I'm willing to read one.
We'd love it, David. Thank you.
Okay. This is called A Madeline of Peaches. And Madeline is a bow to Marcel Proust's Remembrances. How well can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Clear.
I'm fine.
Very, very clear.
Okay. Rhubarb stalks, squat and ruddy, diced, honeyed, set to stew. Fresh picked peaches, skinned, sliced and syruped, set on the burner to brew. My mother's glass mason jars shine. The past is about to congeal. The time approaches to fill these jars, wipe the rims, and set their lids to seal. The scent of the rhubarb and honey, the slip and syrup of peaches, the heat of the stove and the kitchen swirl. To my mind, my mother appears, my Madeline, my tea. I see her garden's sweet produce, her patience, foresight, plans. She focused my tasks, my days. She fostered peach trees, raspberries, rhubarb, asparagus, marigolds and zinnias, bouquets that lit her rooms, her pleasant smiles, the warmth and sweetness of her presence, the reservoir of grace she drew from. The tick-tock stopped, the alarm rang, and I turned to filling jars.
Oh,
Makes me want to run to Marie Callender's and get a rhubarb pie.
Let's get a strawberry and rhubarb pie. That's awfully good.
That's
Yeah.
marvelous.
I've tried to start rhubarb. It's just impossible for me to get it to grow. And I loved it so much because I grew up in Wisconsin.
Well, it needs a cool, shady place. I know that. That's where my friend grew it. In the cool, shady
That's
place.
great. That's great.
But that was the Bay Area.
Yeah.
But
I've got
Castro Valley was not particularly cool as far as the climate there goes. There was a lot of warmth.
right.
Barb.
If there's time, I've got a poem to share.
Oh, let's have it.
Wonderful.
The night is a dark wind, whispering secrets under a starless sky, bending the tender trees, whispering secrets told in strange tongues, bending the tender trees, holding them to its words, told in strange tongues, deciphered in green leaves, held there with words, with shadows between. Decipher the green leaves. Let not the dark clouds, the shadows between, cloud our inner sight. Let not the dark clouds steal the clear air or cloud our inner sight as we breathe in the night. Find the breath of clear air, one with the forest as we breathe in the night, the dark that it holds. One with the forest rooted in the earth, though the night's dark wind bends the tender trees. Thank
That's
you.
gorgeous, Allegra.
Thank you.
Allegra, that sounded like a form that uses the refrain lines, and I can't.
Pantoum. Pantoum.
Pantoum. Aha.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it worked beautifully.
Thank you. I just wrote that.
It's really good. Thank you, Allegra.
Full of
Thank you.
atmosphere and spookiness.
If you've got time, I've got another one. This is called A Poet Listens. Moon plows through the sky from midnight into morning. A barn owl watches. Train whistle brings song along with its wheels on steel. The poet listens. The sound of yellow brushes night air that touches the sleep of a child. Morning light comes with openings and departures. A sparrow sings. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for inspiring us.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
I could do one. I'm sitting here looking at Allegra and David and thinking I would like to join you for one point.
Good.
Outstanding.
In honor of Sue. This one is called Christmas Walk. A Sacramento rain, wet streets, wet sidewalks, wet cars gather color in wild jiggling shine. Reflecting lights shine strong across porches, around eaves, across lawns and back, color on all sides. Eyes open to the display, ears tuned to the wet swish of traffic, plip-plop of rain. On a tugging umbrella, minute splashes on gleaming asphalt. Wind stumbles among trees. Warm and dry, my fingers peek from dark recesses in two long sleeves, a heavy red coat, waterproofed, hooded, cocoons and warms me as it did when you wore it on the cold Oregon coast. That's it.
We could use some of that.
Good.
I hope it'll prove to be prophetic, and we do get some. It's predicted for this evening, and
We just had some here.
In Fresno too. Mhm.
Carmichael, Citrus Heights.
It's been sprinkling in Lincoln.
Yeah.
well, maybe it'll do some of that in Sacramento, and then I won't have to water my.
No more water for today.
You're supposed to get about 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Well, I could use that.
You can use it, sure.
So could the people worried about drought.
Every 1/4 of an inch helps.
It's been raining all day and all night here in Wawona,
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
really. And
I want somebody here.
my neighbor's got a little 3-year-old boy, and they brought him out to show him what rain looks like.
Oh, right.
You should write a poem about that, Dan.
I should, yes.
And I want to introduce the lady whose square says iPhone. That's my mother, Karen Fenn.
Oh,
Hi, Carol.
Oh, there's the iPhone. Hello, Karen. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Karen. I can't see your picture, but I'm so glad you're with us.
She'll,
You're muted.
If you're
She's
muted,
on mute.
if you can unmute yourself.
there you
It's
go.
nice to see you, Norma.
Oh, there you are, Karen. It's been a long time,
Yes, it has.
and we've had a lot of adventures.
Yes, we have.
Not all
Yeah.
of them fun times.
No, no, that's true. That's true. But poetry goes on, and I'm a supporter. I love it.
I know you are. I have seen you supporting it for a long time, and that's so wonderful. And I'm looking forward to the days ahead when we can come together.
Oh, yes. Me too. Me too.
But in the meantime, I'm immensely grateful for Zoom.
Oh, yes. I think, yes, me.
And I'm immune now. I'm more than 2 weeks past my second vaccination.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's
Great.
freeing. Yeah. Yeah.
But you're not maybe immune, but it'll help.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Exactly.
Well, reasonably so, I would think, from what I read, and I read in the paper and see online.
So I want to throw out a question. I received a couple of emails over the last couple of weeks, and apparently this day and time conflicts with at least one other event that's going on.
That's what I read, yeah.
So I was wondering, is there another, we might even try, this seems to work for a number of people, and maybe we could try alternating or trying another day and time.
Rick,
Perfect
it's very difficult to find a time that doesn't conflict with another Zoom activity.
Yeah.
Even maybe not a poetry activity, but there are a lot of others. And at the time of our conference, it was conflicting with, I think, 4 other things that I was interested in.
Right. Yeah. We found out about those after we had set the date in stone.
Would it make a difference to these people if we started at 4 o'clock rather than 3 o'clock?
That might be good.
Okay.
It would work for me.
I'll bet
Yeah.
it's not too.
So do you know what other event it was that conflicts with the current time?
Last week I had Life History Conference and also this conference. So it was kind of a combination of both conferences. And so often, Life History is always up against a poetry conference. Poetry Center had conferences, and we tried to set like a year ahead, for like the Poetry Center's conference and the Life History Conference. So we know like 1 year in advance what the Life History conferences are going to be. And so I know that I try to let people know like a year in advance, when the Life History conferences are.
Well, what if we were to do like the next month on the 3rd Sunday? Is there any event on the 3rd Sunday? And if we do 4 o'clock?
Saturdays are good, I think.
Sundays are better.
Sundays are better for some people.
Midnight's good.
Midnight?
Hey,
So that is the 3rd Sunday in May is what date? So it'll be about the 20.
Oh, I'm just throwing that as a possibility. Let me look at the actual date.
Maybe the 16th.
3 o'clock.
16th, right.
I think we
May
should
16th, sound like a possibility?
Why not?
Work for people?
What was the second choice?
There really wasn't a second choice.
Oh,
But I'm certainly open.
well, the third Sunday in May sounds okay now, you know. I suppose a few days before there'll be 3 or 4 other conflicts.
Right, it could be, and you know, you can't please everybody. That's just not possible. But you know,
Make people happy all the time.
yeah, it would certainly be nice to, you know, have other people have an opportunity also to come if this just happens to conflict.
Well, that works for me so far.
Okay, great. We'll give that a try then.
Does that conflict with the Santa Rosa Symphony? They've been starting coming on at 3 o'clock on a Sunday, and I don't know which particular one. We missed it last Sunday, but I don't know when the next one is.
And are they every Sunday? Paul, are they every Sunday?
I don't know when they are. We looked for it this year, Sunday rather, and not there.
Okay.
What's the sound quality over Zoom for that?
On the Santa Rosa Symphony, I don't know. Haven't
Oh, you
tuned
guys-
in yet.
Okay.
Well, let's give that a try. And I look forward to seeing you all next time.
Thank you
Same
very
time,
much for the
3 o'clock.
invitation.
That's the date, Rick. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you, Rick.
Take care.
Thank,
See you later.
thank you for this beautiful program.
You bet.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for coming, being a part of it.
It was cool meeting you, CharRon.
Thank you again to Jennifer and Sharon and all of our readers today. Take care.